Hello, everyone. Um, well, the time is 3:09 p.m. in the afternoon on New Year's Wednesday, um, January 1st, 2025. I try to not make that mistake of saying 24. Um, you know how when it comes to New Year, sometimes it could take up to 3 months for you to finally say the correct um, year number. So there have been moments where, if even later on today or um, sometime next week, I might end up making a mistake of accidentally typing 2024 instead of 2025. Excuse me. So happy New Year to everyone. Um, it was New Year's 2023 when I got a lot of abuse and a lot of hate from self-righteous, abusive, narcissistic gang stalkers, you know, and they were very abusive and cruel towards me for saying Happy New Year's. I grew up hearing everybody say Happy New Year's, you know. So, and certain other people still say Happy New Year's. And so, I Google search about, you know, is it Happy New Year or Happy New Year's? And then people say the correct way to say it is Happy New Year. And they say, oh, make sure you say Happy New Year so you won't look dumb or so you won't look foolish by saying Happy New Year's, you know. But people didn't have to put me down and assault me and abuse me like that, on purpose to be cruel and ruin my first day of the year. That's what they were trying to do. So, um, sorry that my nose is crusty. But I not long ago got finished having to blow my nose. But so this video, I'm gonna talk about why the year 2024 was so horrible for me. And I guess it was the right timing to wait until 2025 because I probably could have done a video on December 22nd, and then there was still some days left over for some crazy, horrible things to happen. Excuse me. I don't know how much space, I didn't even check how much space I had on my phone um, to do this video, but and I tried to take a nap about an hour or hour and a half ago. Just could not sleep for whatever reason, but still tired and can't think properly. So something is in my eye. So my nose. Oops. Sorry about that, but yeah. Sorry it took 5 minutes for me to. Well, almost 5 minutes for me to, finally get to the point for me to tell y'all, why the year 2024 was such a bad year for me, and why, um, you know, dang, my brain is not working properly right now. But this is probably one of the only fewer opportunities for me to do this video. So, um, my talk won't be just about events that happened in 2024, because there are certain events that happened in 2023 that just um, build up in 2024. But, you know, I I didn't expect for this year to, like, I'm sorry, 2024, like, well, each year that I go through seems like the worst year of my life. And then, each year passed by just gets worse instead of better. The older I get. So, I really feel like 2024 is the worst year of my life. So, excuse me. Well, I'm still tired, but trying to make myself do this video. I already started it, so I'm not gonna, I don't want to do part 2, part 3, or whatever. I just want to make this one big video. I don't care if it freaking takes 3 whole hours to do it. I'm still gonna do it anyway. So, if you got time, just, you don't have to watch this video all in one sitting. You could just watch it whenever you have free time or spare time, or, you know, excuse me, whenever you have free time or spare time. So, I don't remember how I spent New Year's of last year, but I do remember I was on the streets, homeless. I didn't get hotel or motel room help, and I know it was cold. I didn't have love like that. You know, um, and think I had, probably had less than 2,000 YouTube subscribers during that time. You know, so I'm not only going to talk about 2024, but I have to talk about certain things about history of a certain situation from previous years that will have led up to 2024 in relation to the gang stalking and everything else. So, I'm sad that I cannot get to put this video on TikTok. Um, but if it's over, if it's longer than 1 hour long, um, if it's longer than 1 hour long, I won't be able to put it on TikTok anyway. But if it were to be shorter, then I wish I could put it on TikTok, but I can't because they would wrongfully strike my video for a fake community violation of misinformation. Excuse me. If I don't even have to mention gang stalking, all I gotta do is say stalking. So, but at least I can put the video on here So, and for some reason, when I better not say it, I was gonna talk about another platform, but I'm not gonna mention it. Excuse me. So, at the end of 2023, the fake aquarium Doris perp um try to say, you know, the year of 2024, you can have a free year of food and hotel rooms if you submit to the kingdom of darkness, make the right decision and submit to the kingdom of darkness or something, she said. um and I rejected that. And then she, after that, she tried to harass me and tell me that she tried to tell me that she's invoking demons for my demise. And then New Year's 2024, um I'm not gonna say where, but I remember where I ate for breakfast on New Year's Day of 2024. And I was out on the streets the night before, and it was extremely cold. But I don't remember what I did or where I was that day, or if I don't remember what happened that later that day or where I was. And I don't remember where I was the night, later on that night. So, excuse me, in 2023, I lost that apartment in October, came back to New Orleans because of feeling extremely homesick. And then I heard fears about the saltwater intrusion, and I was, afraid to come back because of that, and I thought that I would temporarily come back to New Orleans um, for a like for a brief moment until I could get my head straight on or get any ideas on where would be a good place to move. But I figure with my targeting and forced homelessness, I would just be homeless in a different city and state. And so I felt like, you know, if I've got to be targeted everywhere in the world that I go to, um, why not come back to my hometown? And then, excuse me, the fake Darnell Williams perp well, like I don't know exactly when he started stalking and harassing me, but excuse me, the earliest I was made aware of his presence was March 2022. But they had people making fake harassing comments and people illegally calling my phone doing weird stuff. And saying weird stuff to me and giving me like abusive text messages. And Alex Dupree, the last time I saw him was September 26, 2021. A few days after I started that temp service job in Gulf Breeze at the schools with the janitorial. I don't know, it's like a new gang stalker would come into my life after I start or stop a job in Pensacola, Florida, I mean, in-person stalkers, but New Orleans is a much bigger city, so I'm less likely to see the same perps following me around. Like when I was in Pensacola, Florida, it was easier to see the same people following me around every freaking day, every day. Or they'll follow me around every day for like 4 months or something, and then stop for like a whole year, and then come back to following me around again and causing more trouble, you know. So, I mean, and it's like, as I said, like, humanity and society is really messed up for being content with a disabled woman being forced to be homeless, and for someone to be disabled and have abusive family that doesn't want anything to do with them. So, I mean, so it's, um, you know, very odd to have a large family and none of them protect you against stalking, trafficking, and harassment. Excuse me. So, but the fake Darnell Williams perp, he knows when he started harassing me, but I don't know. But it was right after I started. I mean, well, he started he started harassing me over the phone. Um, yeah, it was after March of 2022. And he was sexually harassing me over the phone for months. Um, and I have proof of that. And then after I was forced to have to change my phone number, then he started harassing me everywhere stalking, following, and harassing me everywhere on social media. Excuse me. So, but like right when I started the airport job in Pensacola with Avis, well, I guess Avis Budget Rent a Car Group. Um, and the stalkers tried every day to get me wrongfully fired from that job and banned too, but I only was able to work like 12 days on that job, and before, I mean, they love bombed me the first day, and then they started workplace mobbing me on day two. Exactly like what happened at the Piccadilly job. They acted like they loved me, and then they start workplace mobbing me, and I emotionally broke down on the second day and wanted to quit at both jobs. Excuse me. So I made attempts at trying to get multiple jobs in 2023, but could not land a job at all in 2023. But you can't say I never tried. So, but so yeah, it had been like longer than a year and a half gap between any opportunity for me to get a job again. Like from, I think it was late May, early June 2022, all the way to February 2024 to finally have a job. Excuse me. So in 2023, all summer long, the fake Darnell Williams perp will make several fake accounts, making, you know, he was sexually harassed me on TikTok, but then come on YouTube and make death threats. And when he was sexually harassed me on YouTube, he could dish it out but can't take it. Like in 2023, over the summer, he put a lot of filthy sexual things on YouTube, and his account got deleted before I could even report anything. Then he got mad at me for quote unquote reporting him when he had already got all my TikTok accounts wrongfully shut down and falsely reported and got a bunch of social media wrongfully shut down. A lot of very important YouTube videos from even my other channels got wrongfully shut down. Excuse me. So I mean, I wonder how the hell would maybe Alex Dupree must have worked with the police, or maybe Star Bricker must have found some kind of fake supernatural way to contact Alex Dupree. If he was stalking, following, and harassing me in person, I don't know how he found my social media in 2020. You know, and he would work with the Pensacola police and the Escambia County sheriffs to stalk, follow, and harass me and make, you know, he was plant himself there before I get at a certain place. Even if I make a sudden decision to be somewhere at the last minute, even if I try to be somewhere, I mean, you know, at the last minute switch my mind and go somewhere else, he was always there. Even at places I would least expect. You know, and I didn't realize that was called swatting. You know, Alex Dupree has made false police calls, you know, to try to set me up to get locked up in a mental institution, or try to set me up to hoping that he would get me shot and killed by the police. So Alex admitted to me that he overheard me talking on the phone. I probably was doing a YouTube video and not having a phone conversation. And every time, he is always affected by every time I get a job or lose a job, because he started stalking, following, and harassing me in September 2019 after I got wrongfully fired and banned from the YMCA in downtown Pensacola. But he wasn't the first perp to start stalking and following and harassing me everywhere. You know, when I was still kind of, I guess what people say, in the confusion stage about the gang stalking. You know, excuse me. So after September 26, 2021, I had never seen or heard from Alex again. But he might have been harassing me in 2021, but I wasn't sure after I saw him in person. And the last time I saw him in person, he succeeded at sabotaging an Uber ride. You know, he sabotaged an Uber ride, and I almost got in huge trouble. And he manipulated for them to cancel my Uber ride for a normal person and swap that out with a perp. And I got into a huge argument with the perp Uber driver. And the Uber driver was one of, I guess, the Middle Eastern Arab Muslims or whatever, you know. So then I mean, like, I think Alex was might have been harassing me after I got that job, but it might have been the fake Darnell Williams pretending to be Alex. So then in 2023 over the summer, when the fake Darnell Williams realized he couldn't sexually get away with sexually harassing me anymore, um excuse me, he would that's when he started making death threats at me several times a day and several times a night. Or wait until after I'm asleep in the middle of the night, come with fake new accounts and make slanderous and harassing comments. And I would wake up with a loss of subscribers on YouTube. And David Jane would do the same thing. And that was affecting my sleep, where I was forced to have to stay awake and guard my freaking YouTube account so that I wouldn't have to wake up with more slanderous and harassing comments. Excuse me. And people be like, "Oh, for real, David?" And it's like, if David is supposed to be more mentally so-called retarded than me, I wonder how is he able to manipulate people to think a certain way about me. That's why I feel like this has to be spiritual. And David had, like, when they manipulated David to sell his soul and become a gang stalker and turn against me. David used to be the type to never hurt a soul, or wouldn't hurt a fly, or how people will say, "Oh, he wouldn't even hurt a fly." You know, excuse me. Even though I didn't have like a perfect friendship with David, but they turned him into a perp. But the David Jane that you see online was not the David that I knew for over 4 years at that time, that I interacted with in person. David had never been the one to harass anyone. When I was living in Los Angeles, California, David used to get picked on. So I had to rescue David from being bullied by his roommate. And he was emotionally broken down to tears. You know, his roommate's name was Christian. I have pictures of me and David hanging out. So for David to lie and say he never was a friend, but even when he was a fake friend, he used to lie about everything, you know. So, I mean, my twin sister likes to try to get close with everyone that I'm friends with and manipulate and turn them against me and then throw it in my face talking about, "Oh, you wonder why you don't have any friends," or whatever. So, or she likes to be extra interested in whatever boyfriend or whatever I might have, you know, also for the same thing, try to, you know, get in his head and manipulate him, turn him against me and stuff, you know. So, I mean, my twin sister, she also act like she delusionally believes she's my pimp. You know. Excuse me. And I'm the older twin, and she learned how to abuse me from that fake foster care. Even though we both went through it. Excuse me. So, but anyway, so the fake Darnell Williams perp was sexually harassed me, and then after that he would started making death threats at me. And I mean, after, as I said, after I was forced to change my phone number, he ended up like harassing me everywhere on social media. So I don't understand how or why the fake Darnell Williams perp can instill fear in someone, and how he can manipulate people to do what he wants. And, I don't see why nobody would threaten to call the police on him for things that he does. Or nobody wants to investigate him. If he only makes $76,000 a year, then, what makes him, and if he's not a celebrity, he's not famous, I wonder how is he invincible, that if he thinks he could be more invincible than Diddy or anybody else that's powerful and influential and famous, that if they can go down, he should be able to go down too. Alex Dupree or any other of the stalkers, their fake gang stalking empire should have a way to crumble too. So I thought of to just temporarily come to New Orleans until I could get until I could get an answer for where else I could go move to. But I ended up feeling so homesick, I just decided to stay. So I came here, had a bad experience at the grocery store shortly after getting off the Greyhound bus, being harassed by a fake security guard. And then I think it was October 22nd, I got wrongfully kicked out of and banned from Oasis Motel here in fake Gretna, that turquoise building. And then the online stalkers were threatening to sacrifice me for Halloween. My twin sister left me alone for I guess for almost a year, I guess. She left me alone and then came back, and her gang stalking and harassment got way worse. Excuse me. And it was because in June 2023, I showed pictures of the family being, that the family's abusive gang stalkers or whatever. She falsely reported my video and got the video wrongfully copyright striked. And I'm like, how was she able to do that? And when her and other stalkers, they use my content without my permission all the time and try to discredit and slander me. But they know they're gang stalkers. So why should they have any right to take me to court and sue me if they know they're satanic perps? Excuse me. So then, what else? So when I showed pictures of saying that the family gang stalked me or whatever, my twin sister she wrongfully copyright strike my little video showing a slideshow. Everybody know who she is anyway. And then next thing you know, I don't even know. And then she tried to talk about, I told Candy to stop posting pictures of my ex-girlfriends and my kids or whatever. Well, we all know that she does not care about her kids, but she pretends that she does. Excuse me. So, but excuse me. So I guess China must have got mad, and they broke up, and that was June 20. it was like somewhere around mid-June that I posted those pictures, and then next thing you know, a fake Ti perp from TikTok had her name was Talent Savalas, and she was the first one to tell me about my twin sister having a new girlfriend. They make my nose itch. Excuse me. Or that she broke up with China and got a new girlfriend. Because my twin sister was with China for like, well over 10 years. You know. And so then, it wasn't until some months later I found out about the new girlfriend, Tiara. And when my twin sister was with China, there was really no incidences that I knew of her drinking. Except maybe one time she said she drinks. So, excuse me. So, I mean, well, I got, I guess, multiple alcoholics and gambling addicts in the family. I'm neither one of them. Um, so then, after that, hmm. So I forgot when I found out that that Tierra gave my twin sister HIV, you know. But my twin sister tried to lie and say that the incident that happened in 2023 with me showing, look, this is my family, they're abusive and they gang stalk me. She tried to say um, that she tried to lie and say that me showing the pictures had nothing to do with her breaking up with China. But it seemed like as if she broke up with China and there's supposedly no hard feelings and she forgave China. Excuse me. But China was 10, almost or about 10 years, no, 10 whole years older than us. And she used China as a flying monkey to gang stalk and perp me as well. And people would try to say that China was my twin sister's handler. But then my twin sister bragged about being controlling and abusive towards China. Or called me up and bragged about kicking China out of her house on her own birthday. Like, my twin sister kicked China out of her meaning my twin sister's house, well, apartment, on China's own birthday. And my twin sister would call me up bragging about it. So a few times she has kicked China out or got mad at China and then took her back. And one time she called me up bragging about how she physically abused and beat on China. Or another time she called me and bragged about how she cheated on China. And then another time she got mad and said China gave her some STD or something like that. I mean, I don't know. But her and China would team up and do videos bullying me. China got her own fake videos bullying and gang stalking me, and but China, I only met China one time in 2017. Those 5 days I was by my twin sister's place, when she was still living in Mesquite, Texas. And she was living in Mesquite, Texas because of the fake IDMR cult. So then, well, anyway, So back to me, I mean, excuse me. So the first place I got wrongfully kicked out of and banned from was that Oasis Motel after getting back, you know, to New Orleans. Then after that, I was wrongfully kicked out of and banned from wait yeah, wrongfully kicked out of and banned from Hilton Riverside, which is right by the Riverwalk downtown, just for using the bathroom. And the security guards, they would give me permission to use the bathroom any other time. And I don't understand how it was the Bayou Classics and all that, and how were they able to spot me. They claimed they were able to spot me through such a large, huge crowd that they saw security cameras. Because the Riverwalk had closed, excuse me, and me being homeless, I didn't have anywhere else, so I didn't know of where else to go. And I don't even think I had money for dinner that day to go to another restaurant or somewhere to go use the bathroom. And I had to go really bad, and I wasn't even intending to commit any crime or anything. Like, I would go and ask the security guards, can I use the bathroom? They would say, yeah. So, I'm like, how am I trespassing? I mean, like, well, I thought that with these bigger downtown hotels, I thought, like, in 2017, 18, and 19, I wasn't homeless in 2000. Well, I was for a brief moment homeless in 2017. But in 2018 and 2019, certain downtown hotels, they let you use the bathroom. And I've seen people who were not guests stay, like, hang out in the lobby and charge their phones or whatever at certain of the downtown hotels. And if they weren't guests staying there, and they would just sit and hang out in the lobby at certain hotels. So usually you go to the downtown hotels, you got to use the bathroom. The front desk agents are usually nice enough that they let you go to the bathroom. But the fake security guards, overnight or whatever, they're abusive, fake, narcissistic, power-hungry bullies. So then December, I had that incident of 2023. I'm trying to remember. I don't even know if there were more places between October and November 2023 where I might have been wrongfully banned from anywhere else. I don't remember at the moment. But December, I had an altercation with that abusive, fake, narcissistic ghetto bully at the La Quinta Hotel on Williams Boulevard in Kenner. And she abused her fake power. And I put her face on film, and then it wasn't until almost 6 months later, the online stalkers, took that old video to lie on me and get me wrongfully banned from all Wyndham hotels. But I'm gonna talk about that more in depth about that, later. Excuse me, later in the video. So. But so yeah, I had an altercation because the stalkers hit me with directed energy weapons, and my hips were extremely sore, and I was very days of sleep deprived, and I accidentally spilled orange juice, and she forcefully ordered me to pick up the orange juice and took a dirty rag and try to force me to clean it up myself. And I said, shouldn't that be your job? Even if I did make a mistake. Any other place I go, if I accidentally spill something, the breakfast attendant or janitors, housekeepers, whatever, tell me don't worry about it, and then they clean it up. So, excuse me. So, I mean, I had a situation with her with that, and then the next day I tried to come down to breakfast, and she was like, "Wait a minute, didn't I tell you was banged it from here?" But wait a minute, if you're ignorant, if you're like damn near 60 years old and you don't know how to say banned, then your ass don't need the authority to ban anyone from anywhere. You're that freaking illiterate that you can't even say banned, but you say banged it. Or banded instead of banned. Can't even talk properly. Shut up. So, and I had issues with that lady before. And, you know, a lot of people got a lot of complaints about the staff at that particular hotel anyway. And the La Quinta on Veterans and Metairie, a lot of people had issues about the corruption at that hotel as well. But they had one lady at that hotel at the La Quinta on Veterans. She was very helpful, and she went out of her way to help me out, and she used to love me. But I think that they probably corrupted her mind against me too. You know. So then, so I saw the biological nephew Raymond at the Riverwalk. I said, "Are you Raymond?" And I said, "Are you my nephew Raymond?" And he tried to not look at me, and he was walking with an elderly looking woman that looked like it was his girlfriend, and she was purple with red socks. And then he was like, like you in your 30s and you're still goofy and immature. That he was like, yeah. He's like, "What's up, auntie?" And then ignored me and kept walking. And it made me feel like, you know, I wonder what did I do wrong or what did I say wrong. And, you know, he made me feel like as if I deserved to be punished from the family or like I was punished from the family. Excuse me. So, also, they're making my nose itch. So also in 2023, Wyatt helped my twin sister lie on me about Blake. And I was trying to stay away from her, so I didn't even really get to look at the videos. And otherwise, I would have addressed the lies right then and there. And I had been addressing the lies. Excuse me. So it was more than one video where Wyatt got on the... Where my twin sister got Wyatt on the phone, and she did some kind of other way where he showed his face and said some lying and slanderous things about me, you know, because I exposed him as a perp back in 2022. He was still alive, and if he was still alive, I would still be saying Wyatt is a perp too. Why can't I say, I mean, you know, if I will say that Mark is a perp, what's the difference between me saying Wyatt is, you know? If they're all abusive. So then it was Christmas, I mean, because it was December 22nd that incident happened with the cafeteria. I mean, not the cafeteria, I meant to say the breakfast thing at La Quinta on Williams and Kenner. Excuse me. And then hold on, y'all, I can't even think properly. And then you know, I went to well, I'm so tired. So then so-called Christmas happened, and on that day of 2023, I was in a hotel room somewhere, I'm not going to say where. I took a whole exam for the airport job. Oh, another thing, November 1st, 2023, they make my nose itch. I think it was a Friday. I got wrongfully kicked out of and banned from the Rebuild Center at 1803 Gravier Street in downtown New Orleans. And then so anyway, so I took that exam on Christmas. I think it was that was a Monday. And then that Wednesday I took a test. I'm sorry. No. That Monday on Christmas I took a test, and then that Wednesday I got the badge. I got the badge after getting the fingerprinting and done. I was hired. And that Thursday night, I got hired for the job that Wednesday, and then got the badge and was supposed to start 2 days later, which was that Friday. I was supposed to start working. Nobody helped me with enough money to get a uniform. And then that Thursday night, I had a Tourette's outburst because of noise harassment at the airport. And then they had a black young male that looked almost young enough to be my child, but he was a big guy, and he gave me this very mean look. And he was one of the freaking janitors. And then 20 minutes, I was trying to charge my phone. It was like 40 something degrees. It was in the low 40s or something. It was extra cold. And then they had like damn near what looked like 50 police officers come and crowd around me, while a couple of fake professional looking people come and kick me out the airport and tell me I have to leave. And then they didn't tell me why. All they told me was that, oh, you've been staying here for too long. And then they try to make it like as if they no longer allow homeless to stay there. But I've been having situations at the airport, like they've been having perps that been trying to get me wrongfully kicked out and banned from since day one of me trying to go to that airport. But in 2019, they had a whole bunch of homeless people who used to hang out at the old airport. And I didn't have altercations with, oh, they're making my eye itch. I didn't have altercations with people like that in 2019. And I was in 2019 I kind of was slowly beginning to realize some of the gang stalking tactics, even though I had a little bit of knowledge a few years before that. Excuse me. So then, like, after being wrongfully kicked out of and banned from the airport, I didn't know where to go. I panicked. So one of the first things I did go was by the biological Aunt Yvonne's house. And some of y'all saw the video of what she did to me, and I was confused and didn't understand why. And she didn't even tell me what I did or said that she felt offended by. And I did not realize that the reason why she treated me like that because of my twin sister and Wyatt lying on me and saying that I said, good, I'm glad Blake is dead. And even in the videos, Wyatt and my twin sister, they both switched up their story multiple times and lied. So I don't know if my twin sister paid Wyatt to lie. If he knows she's a liar, and when Wyatt was alive, Wyatt was the type of person who would do anything for money. Mark is the type of person who would do anything for money. Excuse me. I guess a lot of my family is the type that would probably do anything for money. anything crooked. And oh, I can't forget about Ramona and them. So if they'll do anything, like if money being their drug, you know, they'll do anything to get it, even if it means to screw over and harm someone. You know, so I mean, then so when Yvonne told me that, you know, she didn't want to be bothered, that she didn't want me at her house and all that, I was forced to suffer all night. And then excuse me, I had to go deal with all night, um dealing with you know, walking around out and about and having no phone battery. And then I had no phone battery, and excuse me, and then after that you know, I went to this donut shop. I used to love that donut shop when I was living in Jefferson, Shrewsbury area. Dang, what's the donut shop name? Um, the Baker's Dozen. I used to love that place. And so I went there, and I had barely any money, and I went to charge, asked if I got me a, um, I got me some donuts, and I may have gotten some milk too. Excuse me, and I think someone might have bought me some milk or extra donuts or something like that. I don't remember. And I was anxious all day. You know, those from 5 o'clock to like 9 o'clock in the morning felt like an eternity. And I asked if I could charge my phone, and they said that the owner said no. And I'm like, well, this is the last fucking place. This is the last fucking time I do business with y'all asses again. You know, so I was forced to have to wait so many hours for the library to open, and then I was harassed by fake librarians at the Rosedale Library, and never went back there since then. You know, I think I may have gone one time after, but I think that's the last time I remember going there. And I almost got wrongfully kicked out of and banned from that library that day. It was a black woman harassing me. And my phone had a difficult time charging, and it wasn't really charging. And you know, and I had needed wait. Was that a? I was wondering. Wait a minute, because I thought I had just got a phone. I don't remember. No, I don't remember if I had just got a phone or not. But for some reason, I had a hard time charging the phone, and it took hours. So that was like so I guess Friday might have been December 29th that day, if I remember correctly. And then the next day, Saturday, December 30th, I saw Monica precisely a week after seeing Raymond. And Monica looked like she was walking towards the Riverwalk. And then my twin sister said that that was not Monica. But it was someone who looked identical to her, if that was not her. And she tried to say Monica was mad as hell, you know, But the family, throughout the years have been treating me like worse than a piece of shit for unprovoked for no reason throughout the years. And all these false rumors swirling behind my back, mainly from my twin sister. And mainly she get her all that shit from foster care. So if the biological family and the foster family hate each other so much, you know, it's like events that happen in foster care. The foster mom manipulated us to hate each other and be against each other and spy and snitch, and she ran her own household like a cult. The foster mom, Adrian Felder, was her own cult leader and used us as cleanup slaves or labor. They said we were labor trafficked. It was such a tiny allowance of $20 a month. And so my twin sister will lie and switch up her story so many times about saying I did this and that to Raven. And I don't know how she still got the people to fake magically believe her lies. So that has me puzzled. Excuse me. So I don't remember the precise date, but it was sometime toward the end of January. I was wrongfully kicked out of and banned from my college again, a second time. And thankfully they said it was another year, and thankfully it was considered like not forever, but just another year. And I was just homeless and trying to survive. So but I'm touching my face because I'm itching in such and such an area, Excuse me. So then, after, I'm like, wow, they can't give me any grace. I'm an alumni. I'm an alumnus, Excuse me. I graduated from there. And if it wasn't for the targeting and forced homelessness, I wouldn't be at places where I would be at while I gotta be homeless, Me being homeless, I ended up being at places or doing things that I never would have done not being homeless. Or I would have never thought of to do not being homeless, if I wasn't homeless, So, if I were not homeless and I had a place to live, I wouldn't go to the Riverwalk every day. Maybe occasionally or something like that, but I wouldn't go to the Riverwalk every day if I had a place to live. Or if I had a place to live, I wouldn't try to go to a hotel to use the bathroom. So, like in downtown Pensacola, every restaurant had a bar. So, and a lot of restaurants have bars in them. But I do not drink alcohol. And the stalkers would bully and harass me and try to talk about that I have no business going in restaurants that have a bar. Well, where else to go? I had nowhere else where I could eat and charge my phone up. So I would have to be on the streets and then deal with being harassed and gang stalked and the possibility of something dangerous happening to me or people doing weird shit to me, So, if the fact that I film and record you and you try to break my phone is because your ass got something to hide. And you're guilty of something. That's why you break my phone. To try to destroy evidence of what you did to me. So anyway, I had nowhere else to go. So I had nowhere else to go. So I mean, so then after being kicked out of and banned from the college, I was just trying to stay safe, and I couldn't be warm, but I would just try to stay somewhere safe against the stalking and harassment. I didn't know where else to go, and I thought I felt safe and protected over there. I didn't know where else to go. Sorry, the stalkers are making my nose itch. So I'm just doing the best thing I know, or didn't know how else to survive, you know. And and so ever since then, I started to be by that bench by the Riverwalk, by the Riverwalk Mall, directly by where the Creole Queen boat sits at. And I have been gang stalked ever since, like, the employees of the Creole Queen boat have been gang stalking me. Even in October 2023, and one perp, excuse me, that worked on the boat had a like a light turquoise Mini Cooper, and he had one hit. Like, I filmed and recorded him. He tried to act fake shocked, and he freaked out really bad and stuff. And it's like the employees that when they come from at night from the Creole Queen boat, well, about at least half of them were gang stalking me, but some of them were not perps. But the security guards at the Riverwalk used to love me last year. And then all of a sudden, the nice ones and the good ones were replaced with the evil ones. And they had one that was bald, all at the top, but then the rest of his hair was dreadlocks. He was brown skinned and kind of short. He used to love me also, until one time it was winter and cold. And it was during the day. I didn't have anywhere to go. It was like 50 something degrees. I was freezing cold. I was dazed, sleep deprived, and then uncontrollably blacked out and dozed off to sleep. And they threatened to kick me out then. And they said, "We don't want to ban you." They said, "Oh, there are multiple reports about you sleeping and whatever, And I'm like, "Well, I don't have anywhere to go. I'm homeless, But ever since then, that fake security guard kept trying hard on purpose to just look and hunting for stuff to get me wrongfully kicked out and banned. But before then, he used to love me. Excuse me. And some of the Riverwalk employees will participate in gang stalking. I really do miss that place. And that place had a special place in my heart, because my top favorite short story that I wrote mentioned the Riverwalk as one of the places. So that I felt crushed and devastated to be wrongfully kicked out and banned. Because I thought I was banned in January. And then I stayed away for a few months and started going to the libraries. And the security guards kept harassing me at the Riverwalk back in January. Then I started going to the library. Excuse me. And then I came, and the fake Darnell Williams perp kept harassing me, saying, "We're going to get you banned from the Riverwalk. We're going to get you banned from the Riverwalk." And so then when May came, the supervisor, that Fred Harris guy, said, "You never were banned." And I thought I was. And so then eventually in August, the fake Darnell Williams purple whoever followed through with their threats. But I heard it was multiple stalkers called and had me wrongfully banned from the Riverwalk 10 days before our birthday of 2024. Hoping, and I almost got wrongfully arrested and taken to jail. But, so in February, I had an incident where I it was around Mardi Gras. It was very hard for me to find a hotel or a motel, and I looked up and found the place in town suites, the extended stay hotel. That place was 400 a month. I'm sorry, not a month. I meant to say 400 a week. Excuse me, it was 400 a week. And I don't remember if they charged for a deposit or not. The manager, I don't remember her name, was really, really nice. And used to love me and went out of her way to help me. And would pull strings to lower the price and everything. And then that fake crusty Shanice perp illegally steal the name of the singer Shanice. Her name, the exact same spelling, you know. And it was the in-town suites in Metairie. Excuse me. And she would try to overcharge me and be shady and rude to me. And I had just got the job. I mean, I shortly after got the job at Piccadilly, which was right across the highway, I guess I'll say. Or across the street, across the highway. No, it was across the highway, you know. And it was like a 5-minute walk, but it was a dangerous walk to get there, you know. And if I could have worked at Piccadilly and stayed at the in-town suites and not be gang stalked, that could have been a good setup for me. And by me getting paid $11 an hour and 30 hours a week, I would have still needed to ask for a little bit of help, but I would not have needed to ask for as much help. But let me backtrack for a bit. There was a temp service job. I think it was called True Focus Hospitality Group. And excuse me, they had a job opportunity where I could have been working the conventions. The guy tried to talk about me wearing dress jeggings and trying to say those aren't flats, those are jeggings. And he was a black man, and I don't remember his name, but he was abusive and highly narcissistic. And he was sending everybody home. You know? And I was supposed to work an easy job at the convention center that would have paid me way more. And they had this job at this car dealership that, you know, would have paid me $60,000 a year. And they were very interested in wanting to hire me. And I'm like, damn, it wasn't until after I got the damn Piccadilly job. But with that car dealership job, I probably would have got the interview and they probably wouldn't have hired me anyway. I don't know. But the Piccadilly job, $11 an hour, $30 a week. And I figured that they probably did that to make fake way for Masonic 33. For me to get $330 a week. And the extended stay hotel was $400 a week. And I got a bachelor's degree, and it's like, wow, there's no way I can get more hours or something. I don't know. But this fake perp coworker named Chad that was trying to sexually get at me, he used to flash satanic hand signs too. And he was friends with the young guy that workplace mobbed me out of the job. Well, put the final nail in the coffin, the workplace mobbed me off the job. So Chad tried to narcissistically lecture me about how I should stop complaining and that I should be grateful. And I'm like, motherfucker, it's easy for you to say that because your ass ain't homeless. You got a place to live. But it's like a vicious cycle, you know, to pay $400 a week and then getting only $330 a week from work. you know. And then I had not gotten the first paycheck yet until after the day after I got out of jail. Was the day I got the first paycheck from work. Excuse me. So I didn't get paid until 3 weeks, you know, after starting. So on February 15th, I had the incident where I got tired of that fake perp at the In-Town Suites, Shanice, playing psychological games and gang stalking and having an attitude and being rude and overcharging me. And she kept trying to block me from contacting or talking to the manager because she knew she was wrong and shady. So then I got fed up and tried to put her on film, and they kept jamming my phone with and hitting my phone with directed energy weapons so that I couldn't successfully film and record her. And so she's always the one to answer the phone, even at future times for me to try to contact the manager, so I could never get through to the manager. I called the Harvey location. They give me the runaround on whether, and don't even give me act like they can't give me a straight answer on whether or not I'm banned. So I guess I'm under assumption that I'm banned, but I have not been specifically told, yes, you're banned, or yes, you're on a do not rent list, you know. So that Shanice person was very shady and rude, and she shouldn't have had her job, or she should have got fired a long time ago, you know. And so I couldn't even perform at work properly that day. And then after that situation, I started to have to go to the Super 8 hotel. And some of them were nice and some of them were rude and playing games, you know. They're under Wyndham hotels as well. The rude girl didn't give me an answer on whether or not when I asked her if I was banned from there too. After I got was told that I'm wrongfully banned, permanently banned from all Wyndham hotels. So, seems like my ears are trying to be infected again. Excuse me. So then so like I even had to sleep. I mean, working at Wyndham hotels. I'm sorry, I never worked there. I meant to say working at Piccadilly. Working at Piccadilly, I've even had a few nights or a couple of nights where I had to suffer out on the streets. But I still had a job at the time. I just had not gotten my first paycheck, and nobody really came through to help me with any hotel or motel, you know. So I had to suffer more than 2 nights. I've had to suffer on the streets while working and having that job, you know. And I would have to go to the nearby library once they open, and stay there until time to go to work. Excuse me, that job lasted just over 2 weeks. And then, so, like the second day of working at Piccadilly, like the first day everybody loved on me and were extra nice and whatever, you know. But then the day after, I, the day after I had the second day I was ganged up and bullied by the managers and the employees, and I had to deal with that guy whose name was also Raymond, and they had about half of the damn employees had names of family members or or people that I knew. Excuse me. Me having coworkers like with names like Brandy and Raymond, and can't remember what other family members they had similar names. You know, excuse me. But the Brandy at that job was nice and respectful, and she didn't act like a perp. And her name was spelled Brandy, Brandi. You know, Di, not Y. But of all people, they had that old white man named Raymond. That everybody said that he didn't do his job right. Well, if he didn't do his job right, why did they use him to train me on how to do the job? If they felt that he was a poor worker, and he used to try to boss control and micromanage me, and was the coworker who acted like he thought he was the manager, even though he was old enough to be my dad, you know. But he wasn't the manager, but he would try to boss control and micromanage and try to make rules for me and stuff. He flashed satanic hand signs the first day I worked there. But I don't know if his name really was Raymond, if they used the name of so like the Piccadilly job was a gang stalking setup. And then the fake Darnell Williams perp and the online stalkers illegally find out where I work at and was bragging about how they were calling the place and trying to get me wrongfully fired or whatever. But I guess by now I probably would have been fired. But the in-person co-workers with the stalking and bullying, I got wrong. I mean, I was forced to have to quit and made to feel unsafe. The second day of work, I had an emotional meltdown and cried and almost wanted to quit. That perp, Miss Phyllis, was like damn near half my height. The fake perp manager, Miss Phyllis. But Miss Troy Lynn was the one who made the decision to hire me, I think. Oh, was it her? And she was my favorite manager. She used to love me. And even then I was told that I was doing such a great job with working. But Mr. Troy, he was tall, big, and huge. Like he looked like he was about 800 pounds. And he used to treat me like he thought I was greedy. And like if about half of not every employee was ganging up on me, but a lot of them were. And they had some of the employees that were nice and respectful and that didn't participate in the gang stalking and bullying and harassment, But how the hell is Mr. Troy like 5 or 6 times my weight? I know he's a tall, big, huge guy. He's the one who interviewed me. And it's like, how did he treat me like he think I was too greedy for me to ask, for a lunch break or whatever, And then Mr. Jeff, I guess they were trying to manipulate for me to quit because people had been, and even other employees questioned, why do they wait till Candy gets the job and to start making making everybody else have to stand up and roll the silverware when, people been sitting down rolling the silverware for years. So when Candy gets the job, why all of a sudden they want to try to drive her to quit or trying to make her to start to have to stand up? So I mean, some of the employees were nice and normal and had my back and saw the crooked things going on. And then after a while, they started participating and started to act weird and stuff. And to deal with bossy coworkers younger than me that think they got high authority over me, or thinking that they got the fake authority to punish me with the silent treatment and stuff like that, or ignore me and act like I don't exist, or act like, or manipulate me to feel like they're gonna throw an object at me for saying, well, hey, I need such and such. I need more silverware to roll up because I don't have any more. Y'all want me to stay busy, you know. So, I mean, and like the week before, that Krishan boy that was 23 years old. No, he was 26 or 27. He was 26 years old, and he thought he had fake authority over me and was abusive and highly narcissistic. And he would brag. He would not even cute or attractive, and he would brag about how all the women wanted him and stuff like that. And he was a very tiny little guy, and he used to walk with an effeminate walk and walk on his tippy toes, and he wasn't even masculine or like a thug or nothing. And he used to work with Chad. They were the dishwashers, and I had to work along with them. I didn't get to work completely by myself because I had to communicate with them and work along with them in order to get the silverware handed to me. And some days Chad tried to have an attitude or act a certain way that made me feel, uneasy working with him. But that Krishan guy, 26 years old, and Mr. Raymond was like 60 or 61. He drove Mr. Raymond to quit. Even though Mr. Raymond was a problem towards me, too. And Mr. Jeffrey was very mean at first, but then he enlightened up and softened up and started to be nice. But I don't know if I have not ordered, because before working at Piccadilly, I ate there a couple of times, and I even ordered food like on DoorDash or something, but I don't know if I'm banned from Piccadilly or not, or I had not been told that I'm banned from Piccadilly, but I never ordered food from there or online, or I never went there in person ever since, But, excuse me. But it wasn't until like the last day of work I discovered that was the best cheesecake I ever had in my doggone life. And they had it plain with no strawberries or whipped cream or none of that. I'm like, damn, what have I been missing? But the regular cake, I used to get dessert, like at least one dessert, like every day with my meals. I think I would try to not, I think I wanted to try to practice to back off. I think there were a couple of times where I disciplined myself to not get dessert. Excuse me. And so I mentioned about, and there were a few times when I had the red velvet cake or the chocolate cake, and I forgot what other cake they had. But the cake was kind of good. The red velvet cake, usually I like red velvet cake, but that one was a little nasty, but the chocolate cake was pretty good. But sometimes I would have Jell-O, but I was treated like an annoyance. Like, how come everybody else can have lunch break and I'm homeless? So even with me paying, for, what did I eat for breakfast? Well, I guess I will eat whatever for breakfast and then come to work part of my shift, and then eat lunch at lunchtime and get like a half off discount. And then for dinner, I think I would have to pay full price. So when I would try to get the dinner, and some days I didn't even get to eat. I didn't have enough money to eat or any money to eat. So I had to work without any food, So I would have to come online and ask my subscribers for funds for help for like lunch or dinner to eat. My body would feel weak and I couldn't perform for work that much that day or whatever, So then I would finally get dinner to eat later on, and the managers, like especially Miss Phyllis and some of the people that worked on the line, they would be like, "You eating again? You eating again?" And they would try to make me feel like as if I'm being greedy, but they would eat lunch but not dinner. And I'm like, wow, they act like it's a crime for me to eat dinner on the job, or I mean, after I clock out. And it's like, it would be miscommunication. And Miss Phyllis, even she couldn't even get along with other managers. Miss Phyllis was like the shortest. She was very short, and she was such a damn bully, a tyrant, you know. And but I was determined to try to stick with the job, trying to become more independent. And it's like the workplace mobbing and the bullying and them ganging up on me and trying to hurt me and trying to fight me and stuff, trying to get gangster and ghetto and trying to fight me and stuff. It became unbearable. So I didn't get help. Um, and then I, it was Sunday. I think it was Saturday the 24th. I was forced to have to quit the job, February 24th of this year. I mean, I'm sorry, last year, 2024. Now today's 2025. Excuse me. Saturday, February 24th, 2024, I was forced to have to quit because that fake Krishan guy was 27 years old and had an attitude and was very abusive and mean. And I tried to ask him, he was trying to wrongfully punish me with the silent treatment, have an attitude for no reason, and I didn't even do him anything. But the fake Darnell Williams-Pert bragged and laughed and had a video of a phone conversation with my twin sister, and other stalkers too have said, yeah, we called up Piccadilly and told them that Candy is a child molester and stuff like that, and I never molested anybody, So then I don't know. I mean, if they felt that way, why didn't Mr. Jeffrey just fire me? But I was, like, as I said, it took the stalkers a while to get to find out where I work at and call up and start making lies and slander me, hoping that they would try to get me fired. And and every job that I get, the stalkers be like, yeah, let's get her fired. We're going to try to get her fired. We're going to make her lose her job. So, they would make attempts at trying to call up the job and lie on me and have me wrongfully fired from the job and banned from the entire corporation. They sent the police, the Escambia County Sheriffs, to have me wrongfully kicked out of and banned from Sky Zone, my first official day to start working there. And I was only told that I was banned from that location forever, but I was not told that whether or not I was banned from all Sky Zone locations, But the Sky Zone in Pensacola, I think that was the only Sky Zone location I've been to. And I don't know why the employees were always rude towards me. Even before I started working there, I went there, a couple of times and jumped, in 2019 when I was financially a little bit better off. My income wasn't higher, but that was before I started having to ask for help every day, like, maybe I was able to go in 2019 when I had a job, or maybe after being forced to have to quit. I don't remember. No, I had a job in 2019, and I went to Sky Zone and jumped, But imagine How much weight you think I could have lost? You know. So yeah. Um. So they find context clues, and they were looking and hunting for a long time, and then illegally find out that I was working at Sky Zone. Called up and showed them my YouTube video. Star Bricker, the elderly bitch, the sex trafficker, got me wrongfully permanently banned, and thought it was funny, you know. And sent about 6 police cars to come and bully me. Like, all because I was talking about workplace mobbing. And the officers try to talk about that, for me to talk about gangs and race. And I'm like, well, for me to describe that someone's race, as in, for me to say for description, well, if I say, well, it was a white female gang stalker that did this to me, or a Hispanic female or Asian guy that did this to me, or something like that, they try to say I was being racist. But I said certain race for description, they lied and said Candy's being racist. So they were trying to falsely talk about me talking about gangs and race. So I got wrongfully kicked out of and fired from the job and permanently banned forever and almost arrested. And then the fake police officer tried to talk about social media come back and bite you in the butt. So I was not even allowed to talk about gang stalking and workplace mobbing. And describe on my YouTube videos how the co-workers were participating in gang stalking me and workplace mobbing me, bullying me, and giving me a hard time. You know, so I mean, and then every job that I work at, it seems like it's gonna be guaranteed at least a minimum of one per coworker that's gonna fawn off the idea of illegally driving by me with one headlight. Excuse me. So wow, I might have to do a part 2 or part 3, and well, it's taking me longer because I got a lot more to talk about. So like, I think the video is still up there with my twin sister with the fake video talking about convo with Darnell Williams. And I'm like, my twin sister, does she not know what she's getting into? Or how dangerous those online stalkers are? Or she knows and she's willingly down with them. And she's dangerous too. So she was laughing the whole time with the fake Darnell Williams perp, you know, trying to brag and laugh about how he called up, you know, Piccadilly trying to get me wrongfully fired from the job. So then, that Sunday, February 25th, I had to check out the Super 8 hotel and then be back on the streets again. And then go from Metairie to go all the way to Gretna. And that night, I was trying to ration my phone battery. Excuse me. And I had the incident because, like, the day before, it was the day that I was forced to have to quit, I think. An abusive, narcissistic perp tried to use the Bible to try to lecture me about, quote-unquote, breaking a promise about stop eating cake or dessert every day. And I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't say that I promised. I said that was a goal. I did not say it was a promise. And then next thing you know, the fake Darnell Williams perp sent these teenage Middle Eastern Arab Muslim perps to come gang stalk me with strange tail lights and they had a bunch of and they came with slices of cake, and they had one tail light or strange tail lights or brake lights or something, and then they hurry up and try to race me to the homeless sleep spot by the old Gretna Ferry by the levee. Childhood memories gone. So I should have kept the cameras rolling, you know. So then they tried to race me to the homeless sleep spot, and then they started running and laughing. And then illegally, because they were running, they tried to race me, and they ran and got there before me at the exact spot that I've been sitting at. And then they flaunted off not just cake, but then they made sure to make the red velvet cake obvious when I was talking about chocolate cake. So then when I pointed out, look, you got, oh, he's even purple with red velvet cake, and then purple with the red, you know. And then I think they were drinking. I don't remember, but I don't have video of everything that happened, but I have video footage of the incident. And then they made fake calls to the police, and they were extra disrespectful towards me, and they were trying to get me wrongfully arrested and taken to jail that night. And the police came, the cops were perps, the fake Gretna police, they were gang stalkers, and then there were a fake Freemason trying to monitor the whole situation, hoping that they can make sure I go to jail. So that night, I went by the house by 936 Huey P. Long Avenue. Multiple Gretna police cars and multiple gang stalkers, and a bunch of people in the neighborhood. They all saw me and said nothing for a couple of nights. And then it was the early morning of February 28th, shortly after I uploaded the video, after midnight. Like about 10 or 15 minutes after the video got posted, that's when police came. And I figured that the stalkers must have saw the street names, and then prank called the Gretna police and lied and said that they owned that house. And then, excuse me, and then I got wrongfully arrested and taken to jail. And the perps were planted there in jail before I got there. I got out the next morning, and then I went to the Harvey. I went to an Asian restaurant. Then I went to the Harvey Library that day. Then I slept. I didn't get to fall asleep. It was another cold night. And that was February 28th. So the next morning was March 1st. And I was days of sleep deprived. I was going through hell. I felt so contaminated from jail. I got sick. When I got sick from all that filth in jail. I got very sick, and it took like a whole damn month for me to heal. I was very sick. And then that morning of March 1st, I got my first paycheck from Piccadilly. And then after that, I went into this nice, fancy, luxury hotel that must have been a gift from God, and I was able to check in early that morning, like around 7 o'clock in the morning. And it was only $70 that night, and I didn't have to pay a deposit. And that might be my only opportunity to get to be there, and I don't remember if I had to stay there just one night. Yeah, I think I did stay there one night. But it was a fancy and luxury hotel downtown, and it was like a low price of $70 or something. And I had just got my paycheck, and then my paycheck was like $540 something for 2 weeks. like after taxes and everything, 500. I think it was $542. I could be wrong, but that's what I think I remember. So I got that plus my Social Security check, and excuse me, and I think I stayed there one night, and then I had to go somewhere else. So I checked into the Ramada Inn on Chef Mentor, where at the place, one of the hotels that's on a forbidden street. Excuse me. They said that area is very dangerous, but I paid like at least $300 for a whole week to stay there. Plus, um, it was a whole week to stay there, and then I think I had to pay $100 deposit. And every day I had to deal with the breakfast attendant being rude and treating me like she thought I was greedy. And so, but I had to transfer from that downtown hotel all the way to Chef Mentor. And the Uber driver was abusive, narcissistic, hard, and mean. And psychologically, verbally, and mentally and emotionally traumatized me. He was so abusive that he was one of those type of narcissistic abusers that make you feel afraid that he would hit you, by him yelling at you. He manipulated for me to feel afraid that he was going to hit me, excuse me, or be violent like that, sorry. So that Ramada Inn, the worker told me that she thought I was very good, at that place, but that's unfortunately one of the hotels that I'm wrongfully permanently banned from, because it's under Wyndham Hotels. So I can never go back there again if I wanted to. And that place had a pool. So I think March, April, and was supposed to be June, but it got postponed. So then July, I had to go to court a few times. And in May, I had to deal with being harassed by, April was the first time I got wrongfully kicked out of and banned from Jefferson Parish libraries. I think it was right before Easter holiday. And, that situation. And was it? No, it was after Easter because it was April. It was March 31st was Easter. No, it was right before Mother's Day. That's what that was. When I got wrongfully kicked out of, and it was the Friday before Mother's Day. Excuse me, I was wrongfully kicked out of and banned from the library, trying to ask for help. And the fake Darnell Williams perp illegally called the library and told a bunch of lies on me and thought it was funny. And so, so I forgot when it happened. At least twice in March that my twin sister got beat. She got drunk and beat and raped her girlfriend Tierra. And then she got drunk and beat and raped the girlfriend Tierra. And then the bigger one happened on Easter. But they had some incident that happened, like, I don't remember. It was after my jail situation, but before. Because I remember I remember being at the Super 8 hotel in Metairie when I first found out about the first time she got drunk and beat up Tierra and was live streaming it, and that my twin sister supposedly bust her own self in the face with one of the alcoholic glass bottles or whatever, And it was frightening. And like certain people, they get drunk, they just get drunk. But I don't know, it seemed like when her being drunk, it seemed like she's freaking possessed. And other people have said that too. So then it looks like I'm gonna have to do a part two, because I know I got way more to talk about. And I won't be able to upload this video until, well, I wish it could be tomorrow, but I know that well, I guess I'll try to make a way. But so she even mocked me. My twin sister even mocked me, but trying to do a fake video saying Tiara and I are now homeless. And I'm like, no way in hell. How would you become homeless and you get thousands per month from the military itself? You know. And then that was before the beatings and stuff. It wasn't until after she moved in with that fake perp Kimberly Harper was when I heard about, when my twin sister and Tiara moved in with Kimberly Harper. That's when I started to hear about the drunk fights and beatings and stuff. Like, I could be wrong. My information could be wrong, but I think I heard that even with the Easter incident, I think I heard that she had that the beating happened at Kimberly Harper's house or something. I don't know. But I don't know how my twin sister and Tiara supposedly ended up homeless. Excuse me. Or did she do that on purpose to mock me? To perp and mock me. But people help pull strings to help my twin sister get back on her feet really quick. You know. But they will leave me homeless. And I figured she just faked being homeless as a way to mock me. And then she actually went to jail as a way to mock me. And that video of her beating and raping Tiara, she was perping with red shorts in that video. And how the hell she went to jail and was supposedly locked up for 4 days, and then she could forgive and love Tiara still? After Tiara gave her Tiara supposedly gave her incurable STDs, and then my twin sister kept lying and manipulating and switching her story about whether she has AIDS too. So she got on a fake live stream with the fake aggressive Defiance TV perp. She went and told him all kinds of lies. And then I didn't even watch. I saw that the videos exist, but I did not watch the live streams. Excuse me. And he was calling me a low cow before he was doing fake videos calling me a low cow, LOLCOW, before I even knew that he was doing videos about me. He was calling me a LOL cow, low cow. And he had videos that he was mocking. He would get paid to, his subscribers would donate to him for exploiting weaker people and bullying and mocking. How is that not a scam from what he's doing? And it's like, he's a white guy. I think he said his dad was Mexican. He didn't have his dad in his life, supposedly. I don't know. And then, he does YouTube videos to pick on and bully. He get his subscribers are a bunch of black women who practice witchcraft. So I don't know what happened, why he started feuding with my twin sister, but he started feuding with my twin sister and pretended to befriend me. And then He fake apologized, and then he was still doing fake videos saying abusive things and trying to discredit my gang stalking. So then I fired back at him, and then he started doing fake videos harassing me. And so yeah, so I think it was right before Mother's Day, because on Easter the libraries wouldn't be open. So yeah, I remember it being a holiday on a Sunday and the libraries were open. I couldn't go, so I figured that had to have been Mother's Day. Um, you know, I just remember it was late April that I was wrongfully kicked out of and banned from the library, and then it was Mother's Day weekend. And then that fake T.I. perp Sean Womack was fake supporter for over 4 years. And then he revealed him. No, it was probably less than 4 years, but he revealed himself as a perp. And I don't even know if they scared him away, or if I don't know if they scared him away, if the stalkers scared him away, or if they offered him a perp deal, or if he was fake the whole time. But it seemed like he pretended to be fake supportive and turned out to be fake the whole time. And so, the Jefferson Parish Library, y'all owe me an apology. But I know I will never get one. Everybody who has done all these abusive things to me, y'all owe me an apology. So all y'all, excuse me. So then I don't know how, or and I probably will never get to find out why my twin sister ended up feuding with the fake. Oh, I know why. I guess when she got drunk and beat and raped Tierra and went to jail, I guess after that, I think that was when they started feuding with each other. And my twin sister started posting up pictures of him. I mean, she made a picture of his mom's urn, because he blood sacrificed his mom recently. He's satanic. And then she posted up a picture of his urn. And so I had a planned court date June 5th of 2024, and it was June 3rd. No, it was June 3rd, because it was the Friday before that. I had stayed at La Quinta Hotel and I had to deal with a bad employee that gave me a horrible room. And then, and she was a weird ass perp, and she was new, and was working by herself and acting like she didn't know anything, and she gave me a really bad room on purpose. I told her about it. She gave me another bad room with filthy, disgusting beds, and it's like the workers, the housekeepers, I guess, weren't doing their jobs. So that's what you dealing with the gang stalking. If you say you have a bad room with filthy, disgusting bed or something like that, and then they give you another room that's just as bad or even worse, trying to gaslight you, and when they keep giving you more and more bad rooms on purpose, and then they wrongfully kick you out and ban you and try to make it like you're a problem. They did that to me at the Red Roof Inn in Pensacola, Florida, on North Davis Highway. But anyway, but I was told, so it was that Friday. It must have been May 31st that I checked in and did a night at the La Quinta on Veterans and Metairie. Then I went to a fake Walmart, got me some groceries, and then tried to stay at the La Quinta and Metairie on Veterans again that Monday. and was told that I was, because of that incident from the La Quinta on Williams and Kenner that I told y'all about earlier in the video. Excuse me. I was told that, oh, you're banned from all Wyndham hotels or whatever. And so the fake Darnell Williams perk illegally took old videos, showed them my videos, and had me wrongfully permanently banned from all Wyndham hotels. So supposedly the independently run franchises, I guess, I'm not supposedly not banned from those, but I guess the more corporate ones, I'm wrongfully banned from those, you know. So I guess there might be some Wyndham hotels that I'm not banned from, but I have not made any attempts to check in any Wyndham hotels since I was told that I'm banned from all Wyndham hotels. So certain Wyndham hotels have on record that I'm banned and others don't for some reason. So I mean, I don't know what lies and over exaggerations he told, but the lady claimed that she saw the videos about me, and I try to explain what happened, and that lady was the manager at the La Quinta on Veterans and Metairie. She was abusive and narcissistic before, you know, and so So she told me I was banned from all Wyndham hotels and wouldn't let me explain myself. And she didn't care that I have on film, like, even the employees were bullying me and ganging up on me and laughing at me and getting disrespectful and smart ass. You know, if you give poor customer service like that, any other time people lose their job. But no, look how I got treated. So then, I mean, I took an Uber to get from the Walmart over there just to be told, oh, you're banned from here. And I'm like, damn, so I have to throw away or waste all my groceries? So then I had to take another Uber to go to another hotel and told them what happened. And, you know, now the stalkers trying to get me wrongfully banned from that hotel. And then, so the fake Darnell Williams perk got me wrongfully. He strategically waited till he knew there was a court date that Wednesday, and I was trying to ask for help to have the proper clothes and everything, and I didn't have anywhere to put my belongings. So they said that all my backpack and all my stuff would be thrown away, and I couldn't bring it into the courtroom, so I didn't have any family support or anybody whose house that I could bring it to. I didn't have a storage unit. So I had no choice but to, you know, the only thing I could think of was to get a hotel room. So the fake Darnell Williams perk took old videos to, you know, sabotage and try to get me wrong. He got me wrongfully banned from all Wyndham hotels. So that, and then he would harass me and say, oh, I'm going to get your backpack too. Like, he would harass me and tell me he's going to get my backpack and make sure I have basically the clothes on my back and nothing else. And after I lost that apartment, he would harass me and say, how do you like having everything you own in just one small backpack? He would harass me and say stuff like that, you know. So then, yeah, he sabotaged, he lied on me and sabotaged and got me wrongfully banned from all Wyndham hotels on purpose just so I couldn't have a hotel room. Otherwise, I probably would not be banned from all Wyndham hotels. He did this. So then, in July of this year, I heard that my twin sister they were saying that she blood sacrificed the dog Pippa. and try to keep Pippa's body after Pippa was decayed or decomposed or whatever, you know. Then, well, I had the final court date in July, and, you know, I was told that, you know, I got credit for time served, and I was forced to have to pay over $200 from the jail situation. So it seemed like almost half the year, the jail and court situation was held over my head. I couldn't really get to accomplish what I wanted this past year. Like, I wanted to go swimming. I only got to swim once. I was so mad. I really wanted to go swimming more. I wanted to do a lot of swimming. And with me being wrongfully kicked out of and banned from all Wyndham hotels, they had more of those hotels had the swimming pools. The other chain hardly has swimming pools, and if they do, swimming pools are closed. So I almost didn't get to go swimming at all, and I had to wait all the way till like October to finally get to go swimming. But I didn't like the swimming experience, you know. And I almost didn't get the opportunity to get a swimsuit. But I had to get, like, I guess what people will say, a makeshift swimsuit or whatever, you know. Like, they were, like, damn, perps were trying to sabotage me trying to get a swimsuit with my YouTube money that I earned. I was trying to get a swimsuit and trying to go swimming, get a swimsuit, and I almost didn't get to get one. But I'm glad that people gave me advice on how to do a makeshift swimsuit, you know. And I felt awkward and uncomfortable. I'm not gonna go into detail about the swimming experience, but yeah, I'm glad I finally got to go swimming at least once. But I didn't like the location or certain things about the place. I'm not gonna mention. I'm not gonna go into detail, you know. But I had a little bit of gang stalking, but it wasn't overwhelming, you know, that day. But I treated myself to a nice meal earlier before, but they were fake nice, but perked me really bad. But the food was so damn good. And I felt like, ooh, I wish I could go back. But I may not go back. I don't know. But, so I'm not going to say the location, and I'm not going to go into more detail. But they had a few perks there, but it wasn't overwhelming. Wasn't an overwhelming amount of perks, you know. But so yeah, after July 17th, I questioned, well, am I free now? But let me rewind it. It was on Father's Day. I was listening to my Christian songs, and there was a black male perp with a red suitcase that robbed my phone and bruised both of my wrists. And he threatened to throw my phone in the river. And he robbed my phone. He robbed my phone and tried to break both of my wrists. He robbed my phone, took my phone twice. I called the police. They hesitated to come. I have on live stream or a video of me talking about him gang stalking me, and the videos from earlier that day I couldn't even get to upload. I think I even had some screenshots of some things that were very important that I didn't get to upload. And I never got that phone back. And the fake public defender from him, you know, I guess they caught up with him, and the public defender took that guy's side. defended him against me and made it like I had no rights to my own phone and tried to make it like he was innocent. But my fake public defender treated me like I was a criminal, and he had his mind made up and abusive and narcissistic. His name was Patrick Sins, Sens. And he was abusive, narcissistic, hard and mean and fake, and had his mind made up to falsely believe that I was guilty before I could even tell him the story. And he didn't defend me or have my back, not one bit. You know, and he tried to manipulate, bully, and threaten me to not take the case to trial. And come to find out, that was one of my constitutional rights to take the thing to trial. But he tried to manipulate me to think that I'm stupid or I'm wasting my time, or he tried to intimidate and threaten me to not take the case to trial. And he wanted to do things the quick and lazy and easy way, you know. And then he flashed the 666 satanic hand sign with his left hand at me. And I'm like, yeah, you one of them. You're a perp. And then after the final judgment or whatever, with the fake deferred prosecution thing, after that, he pretended to fake apologize and feel fake remorse and tell me that he was sorry for what the cops did to me. Like, you need to apologize for what you did to me too, because you weren't any better. What happened to you listening to me and fighting and defending my case? You didn't. So, and it was after the arrest, the fake Aquarium Doris perp tried to bully and harass me and try to tell me, I told you about your I done already told you about your demise for 2024. Excuse me. So yeah, August 15th, I got wrongfully kicked out of and banned from the Riverwalk and by the what's that, the Creole Queen boat. And then I was harassed and bullied, harassed and threatened every day about the perps. I mean, I had that noise harassment campaign from the raggedy ass perp that was 43 years old and looked like he was 73. And he was doing the noise campaigns and noise harassment. On Memorial Day, he suggested that he played a song suggesting that I go and commit suicide. And then he kept on, making suicide references, And then it was, I think, June 12th, the fake Darnell Williams prank called the NOPD and lied and said that I jumped and committed suicide, jumped in the river and screamed. He prank called the police and lied and said that I committed suicide and jumped in the river and committed suicide. So they kept on trying to suggest that I go jump into the river and go commit suicide. I wouldn't do it. So then they started making threats to throw me in the river. I think the fake Darnell Williams I think it was in June when he started making suggestions that, oh, you should go throw yourself in the river. Then they started to say that they're going to throw me in the river. Then closer the time gets, like, to our birthday, 2023, the fake Darnell Williams perp would harass me and tell me you're not going to live to see your 40th birthday. Excuse me. And he was telling me that you're going to be cremated since you don't have any family, you're going to be cremated. I don't remember everything. Excuse me. But he kept on telling me that, oh, you're gonna be cremated since you're, and I was in Bloomington, Texas, and living in the cabins, and I was still considered homeless then. And he kept on harassing me, telling me that I'm gonna be cremated since I don't have any family. So he would say stuff like, "Who's gonna come back there and claim your body?" and stuff like that, you know. But I'm like, you're an internet stranger. You don't have the authority or the right to make any decisions for me. I'm declaring right now, I want to be buried. You don't get to make the authority to make decisions that I should be cremated. But if you throw me in a river, how can I be cremated? If they said that if someone throw you in a river, then it's the almost zero chance that your body will be found or discovered. If the river water is supposedly so deep. Excuse me. So, I mean, they have had people, these kids, a couple of years ago, that some kind of way ended up in the Mississippi River on the Algiers side, and like one of their bodies was recovered, but the other three, like, I don't even know what happened to the kids, how or why they ended up in the river. But I heard that there was a man who committed suicide and jumped off the Creole Queen boat because his wife divorced him. And that day they said that he jumped off the boat, and his body could not be found or recovered. So this is some frightening stuff. As I said, the fake Darnell Williams perp, the stuff he's doing to me, I might end up being a victim on any of those true crime YouTube videos or TV shows or Black Girl Unlost or something like that. Like, I've been telling and warning people for months, and now pretty much for years. I'm gonna say years now, almost. You know, so the fake Darnell Williams perp illegally tracking and finding my location, and I don't have to tell anyone where I'm at, and he makes threats to meet up with me in person. If he'd been cyber stalking and harassing me, I don't know when he would be desperate enough to come and see me face to face. He has made multiple threats. And before Wyatt died, like, the fake Darnell Williams perp would do like fake YouTube profiles and, you know, making fake AI fake AI pictures of a pig on a tombstone, or an obese black woman eating red velvet cake, or a pig eating red velvet cake and stuff like that. And he would make fake YouTube profiles and with numbers that I hate. And he would make fake YouTube profiles with fake obituary, like typing up the YouTube about section on the profile, trying to make it like as if he got an obituary for me. And when the fake Aquarian Doors perp talking about invoking demons for my demise, and say that her demons never fail her, and when my twin sister laughed at the fake Darnell Williams perp joking and talking about that I'm nice and plump and ripe for the sacrifice, that was in October of 2023. So then, you know, they were harassing me for a couple of months about death just about every day. And after that perp robbed my phone, I started to do live streams in order to ration my phone data, battery, and storage space. You know, and I stopped, not totally stopped, because I stopped doing videos just talking, you know, but I would still do my perp walk videos. But I ended up gaining like a lot of subscribers from the fake aggressive Defiance TV perp starting in July. And they pretended to be fake supportive, but then after that, you know, you know, I started to have issues with them after, after, with, you know, but I heard that the fake aggressive defiance TV perp had something to do with, I don't know exactly who called, but multiple perps claim, were bragging about, yeah, I was the one who called up the Riverwalk and have you banned. So I don't know who that was, but it might have been that in-person perp. And that Lisa girl that was supposedly one of the managers, at least she was nice about it, but she was flashing satanic hand signs a lot. But the fake security guard was perping with the Masonic fake red hair. I didn't get to film and record them. Excuse me, but I'm glad she was merciful enough to tell me that they wanted me to leave. But she said that she was not going to have them straight up arrest me and take me to jail, because she said that as soon as they see me, they just call the police and have me arrested and taken to jail. And that was on, I think it was a Wednesday morning, August 15th, 2024. And I had kept on praying, that to God, and say, please God, I'm praying that, that the stalkers don't get me wrongfully kicked out of or banned from anywhere else. And even with the jail and court situation, it seemed like all my prayers failed. But I was hoping to get body cam footage of that arrest, but I had to pay $300. But they kept on giving me the runaround, and in it was June or July that they started reducing my Social Security payments. They completely cut out the $24 SSI, and they started reducing my Social Security payments, talking about taking out for Medicare Part B, and I had to deal with abuse. In July 11th, I had to go to the emergency room. And so then what else? So they kept on harassing me, telling me I was next to die. And it came to me by surprise that Wyatt died on the day before our birthday. He died the day before our birthday. And then, like, my twin sister was trying to tell me to come and live with her. Like, she pretended to be fake nice and was trying to love bomb and butter me up and trying to have for me to come live by her. And then, and I didn't trust it. And people were warning me, saying that don't take that offer because she's trying to set you up to blood sacrifice you. And then next thing you know, Wyatt turned up dead. And I thought Wyatt was one of them. I figured she couldn't get me fast enough, so she got Wyatt. She couldn't, and then people, even the stalkers, a lot of people were trying to say, yeah, you and Sean are next to be sacrificed. So they're still trying to pursue me to be blood sacrificed. And the first warning that I ever got that my family want to sacrifice me was that fake Lisa Rubin lady in 2015. She said that my family was a whole bunch of voodoo witches that wanted to blood sacrifice me. Then there was another lady in I think it was February 2019 who told me that your family was a bunch of witches that want to sacrifice you. And then there was quite a few other people down the line that would say your family's a bunch of voodoo witches that want to sacrifice you. you know. So, I did the live stream, and my twin sister lied on me and said that I was exploiting Wyatt's death for money. Um, and me and her feuded after I saw some hurtful things she said, trying to make me look crazy and make me look stupid. Like, I found out some things, harmful things that she said. So I struck back and defended myself, and then she made up lies and saying that Candy's exploiting Wyatt's death for money. All because I said I had $9 left and was trying to get help with $3 more to make ends meet. Well, it took me a long ass time to even get help with $3 just to help make ends meet to have dinner so I can charge my phone. Due to her connection with the fake Darnell Williams perp, I did not trust to give her my phone number. So the only way we would have had to communicate was on YouTube or through the live stream or something, and which that was a disaster 3 days after our birthday. So, excuse me. And I got abused and harassed on my own birthday. But they tried to make sure she had a good time. I almost didn't get help. I say I almost didn't get help. And the fake Darnell Williams they were threatening me all week and harassing me about that I was supposed to be dead before our 41st birthday. Ever since that's when the fake Darnell Williams perp had been harassing me in my live streams using the number 41 of the number of viewers, not the number of likes. But he would harass me with number 16 and 33 for the number of likes and viewers. But he would go up to 41 for the number of viewers. But never give me that amount of likes. So, ever since my twin sister told him Candy hates the number 16, that's when he started to harass me with the number 16, 33, and 69. I hate even saying those numbers, Oh, he would harass me with Yucky 9, 69 viewers, and with my OC, obsessive compulsive disorder, and thing with numbers, that was a very cruel thing for her to send him to harass me like that, And she admitted that she was sworn to secrecy to never reveal the actual identity of the fake Darnell Williams perp. That shocked me. And then she tried to make it like she was not going to give up friendship with Kimberly Harper. And shortly after, they ended up not being friends anymore. For Labor Day, I got wrongfully kicked out of and banned from Panera Bread, and it was a gang stalking setup. And then the week of Wyatt's funeral, I got death threats or I had people trying to attempt murder on me almost every day that whole week. From the girl in the Econo Lodge hotel trying to kill me that day. Then for me to have the situation with being wrongfully kicked out of and banned on September 11th. So I almost got murdered on Wyatt's birthday, September 10th. Then later on that night, and then the next day I got wrongfully kicked out of and banned from Econo Lodge Hotel because the stalkers again took old videos. Took old videos to show them because they were hoping I wouldn't have hotel room for Wyatt's funeral. I didn't realize all this stuff being done behind my back. All these lies being spread about me behind my back. People wanting to kill me based on lies. People wanting to wrongfully punish me based on lies. So, I did not know. I mean, the people were online from the fake Aggressive Defiance TV fake channel, excuse me, coming to me and telling me so much messy stuff I didn't know what to believe. I didn't trust to give any of my family members my phone number because of the gang stalking, So, as I said, when Raymond acted the way he did and Drunk Lady Yvonne acted the way she did, I didn't even realize, put two and two together and realize the connection between the fact that they acted like that because my twin sister and Wyatt lied on me and said that I said, good, I'm glad Blake's dead. I never said that. So, if that would have been true, Ramona would not have wanted anything to do with me in 2017, 18, and 19. Or the family would have, as I said, my twin sister switched her story up so many times. She'd been lying for years, and the narrative was that I looked over Blake's casket and said, good, I'm glad he's dead. Then she lied on me and said that I said it over the phone after a couple of days after the funeral. Then she switched her lie up to lie and say that I said it early in the morning. None of that was true. But the family members were abusive towards me and acting weird at Blake's funeral. And at the repast, and I didn't understand why. And I said some of the family members pretended to be fake nice just for the funeral. But my twin sister was not on good terms or on speaking terms with any of the family. And as I said, for Blake's funeral, later on that night, we were at Drunk Lady Yvonne's house. Ramona, Wyatt, and Mark, and Raymond were all huddling together and talking about if they glad that my twin sister didn't go down there because they were threatening to jump her because of the time when they said she set Mark up to get arrested and go to jail. So if Mark can forgive her for that, but the family is mad at me for exposing them in my ebooks and stuff like that, or my YouTube videos. So I did not know what to believe. My twin sister had been up to a lot of mischief and doing a lot of horrible and fucked up things towards me. To me and behind my back. So they made it like I didn't deserve to know how Wyatt died. And it really crushed my soul to, for Mark to be that power hungry and abusive, to think he got the fake authority to wrongfully ban me from the funeral. And then for that in-law to come and meddle in my family business like that. And if I was mentally normal, or what if the tables were turned and it was Monica that would have said things about the family or whatever? Kateria could not do Monica what she did to me. Or she probably couldn't do Rebecca how she did to me. But because I'm considered as quote unquote mentally ill or special needs, that's why she did that. And for jealousy and bullying and prejudice, that's why she did what she did to me. For them to have the in-law to come and handle up on me. And all these brothers, I mean, and they confronting me about stuff that's not even true. So, people from the the fake aggressive defiance TV perp, I didn't realize it was them making jokes about Cyrax and Chance Wilkins or whoever and posting it on Wyatt's online obituary. And posting it on Wyatt's online obituary. And I got falsely accused of making all those posts. And Mark and the family wanted to jump me and threaten to kill me based on that. And Mark was like, you know what you did, you know what you did. And I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't even know what he was talking about. And my twin sister sat there and let him falsely accuse me of that lie when she knew that that was not me who did that. I'm not even in connection with or friends with the fake aggressive defiance TV perp, and I had no idea who Chance Wilkins or Cyrax was. I didn't hear about. Never knew. I saw the pictures, but I thought it was just a fake memes that people were putting up. But I didn't realize that was an actual person. So I didn't find out about Chance Wilkins or Cyrax until a couple of weeks ago. About a week or two ago, somewhere around there, you know. And so they confronted me about my ebooks and YouTube and TikTok videos and all. So even Derek's wife thinks she got the fake authority to monitor all my social media. And admitted that she's been stalking and watching everything I post. Well, okay, if you see all this happen, if y'all my family, and y'all see internet strangers threatening me with death, and you're not gonna do anything, y'all, and then people say that my family would get defensive and mad when people say, Candy, your family ain't shit. And then, I think it was October or November, I finally listened to at least one of the videos when my twin sister got Wyatt on the phone to lie on me about Blake. And Wyatt had the attitude like Candy deserves to be punished from the family. Or Candy is punished from the family. If it was true that I said something like that about Blake, why did Wyatt call me and talk to me in 2022? And talk to me for like 2 whole weeks, but he was fake nice but perping me the whole time. Perping me on the phone the whole fucking time. He called me on our birthday, which was a Sunday, August 25th, 2019. I was homeless. And he was trying to hound me down for money. Trying to get money out of me on my own damn birthday. And that's the second time he did that on our birthday. In 2005, before Hurricane Katrina, Wyatt and Ramona had been trying to hound me down, trying to get money out of me. So, excuse me, even for Blake's funeral, like my twin sister had talked to me on the phone after I came back that Saturday. It was in the afternoon, and I talked on the phone with her, and like when I came back from Blake's funeral, and that's when she told me that the family, she tried to tell me the family said that I looked over Blake's casket and said, oh good, I'm glad he's dead. I'm like, well, that sounds like a rumor that Sean or Wyatt would have started, but Sean was not at the funeral. You know, it looks like Sean does not go to funerals because, but I think I heard he went to Belinda's funeral, but he didn't go to the biological mom Francis' funeral or Blake's funeral, Daryl's funeral, or Wyatt's funeral. But Sean was stubbornly not trying to hear it when I saw him the other day, and I tried to tell him the news that Wyatt passed away in case he didn't know. But the family had done Sean all kinds of fucked up and dirty. I've had my feuds, arguments, and stuff like that with Sean, but I never did Sean dirty. I'm going to look into the camera and tell the truth and say I never did Sean dirty. I never took Sean's money. I never took advantage of Sean. We had our disagreements and arguments, but I never fucked over Sean. Ever. I never took advantage of Sean. I never screwed over or messed over any family member. And if anyone says that I did, they're lying. I never exploited Sean like other family members have. So, excuse me, and I could say the same thing with the biological mom, Frances. But I feel bad that due to the foster care brainwashing, I was brainwashed to hate and disrespect the woman who gave birth to me. I'm really, truly sorry. Hold on, I'm cleaning my eyes out. But, and so when Derek's wife broke my phone, that was the third phone that got destroyed of the year 2024. Excuse me. Well, the first phone was destroyed by the police. Second phone, stolen, taken away from me. Third phone, thrown and destroyed. And Kateria knew she was a criminal. She knew she was wrong. She threw my phone trying to destroy evidence. I went to the house trying to pay, because that morning I felt like I didn't know whether or not it would have been a good idea for me to go to the house. I didn't know what I was in store for. And someone had posted up the address to that Airbnb. And I had no idea that the whole family was mad at me and wanted to fight me or whatever. As I said, those memes and jokes, I didn't know. I had no idea, you know. I wasn't the one who posted that, and I don't even do stuff like that. And so the family wanted to kill me behind lies. And I thought it was the fake Darnell Williams perp that pretended to be me and said bad things. But come to find out, that looks like trolls from the fake Aggressive Defiance TV perp. And I almost lost, my family almost took my life. Mark owes me a big fucking apology. The family owe me a huge fucking apology. And like I couldn't even couldn't even process like my grief. And like it was difficult to try to process the grief and having just bad things happen to you back to back. So the family tried to jump me, including my twin sister. She threatened to kill me to my face. And then the next day was, after that was the funeral. So people in my live stream had suggested that I go over to the Airbnb and try to pay my respects. And I had no ill really towards the family at the time. I came to try to pay my respects and try to just spend time, like maybe an hour or two with the family. And like the family had premeditated hate towards me, and people from the fake aggressive defiance TV perp, they were trying to come in my live stream and try to tell me, well, your brother Derek wants to fight you or have words with you for telling the family business or whatever, you know. And there were words from them. Or they would say stuff like, well, Pete says you're banned, your brother Pete says you're banned from the funeral and stuff. So after the incident that happened in the live stream, my twin sister started doing fake YouTube live streams to smack food on purpose. So on purpose to upset and irritate me, so I couldn't even get to hear the news about anything that was going on with Wyatt. And the news about how Wyatt died, the story was switched up multiple times. And I called that shelter, and that fake Marlon Jackson motherfucker was pretending to be fake supportive and fake nice, and then covertly hung up in my face. And rushed me off the phone and hung up in my face. Lied to say he had an emergency. And hung up in my face. I called to make a complaint. They never got back to me. And I can't think offhand what the name of that homeless shelter was. And I didn't even know at the time that Wyatt was homeless. I'm like, what the fuck? So the 3 blood sacrifices in the family is supposed to be the homeless ones? Wyatt was homeless and died. Me and Sean are homeless, and people were saying that Derek was flashing devil horns, hand signs, and bragging in videos with with my twin sister about how in YouTube videos with my twin sister, they were bragging about how me and Sean are next. And the online stalkers were bragging about how they were gonna do satanic rituals on me at Wyatt's funeral. Or they were talking, the fake aggressive defiance TV perps, fake cult following flying monkeys were trying to tell me that, Derek and Brandy and your family members are planning that if you go to the funeral, then they're going to try to get you committed to the mental institution as a satanic ritual. Or they're planning to kill you at the funeral. And I thought that they were just being messy and telling a bunch of lies. But I had no ill, and no ill intent, when I went and knocked on the door and the family started to act really weird and shady and everything. And my twin sister was the mastermind behind everything. It's like basically they used Wyatt's death to perk me. And it made it like Wyatt's death was all revolved around perping and mocking and making fun of me and making me feel left out. And then my twin sister did a fake YouTube video playing Wyatt's funeral or whatever and using Aaliyah's song Miss You as just to mock and perp me. And then the family, it seemed like they were all perping the fuck out of me and rubbing it in my face. And like they perp, and it's like even Derek's son, Derek Jr., had no shirt on, was like 14. I don't know if he was really 14, but I think I heard he was 14 years old and perping with red shorts. Like, y'all not even training your children up in the way you should go. You're training your kids to be satanic gang stalkers. And the way Kateria treated me, that in-law, how the hell, and she has the personality of the type of person who would hurt and manipulate and destroy and bully people to her way to illegal success. She seemed like the type of person who would commit all kinds of scam and fraud, and you never know about it, because she would be like a slick con artist. And Derek himself, ain't no good. They have done a lot of illegal shit and fucked up dirty things in order to get freaking success. They got 6 kids together, and they can still have a house and a car and a job, and ain't like I gotta beg. I have to be forced to have to beg for food to freaking survive. They're not being targeted or gang stalked. And even 2007, it seemed like the whole entire family hated me and wanted nothing to do with me. And a whole bunch of just false rumors. The biological parents were still alive at the time. But like in 2005, before Hurricane Katrina, when I had a little money, the student loan money, the family members were manipulating and taking advantage of me financially. Parasitically drained me out of every penny. Parasitically. Pretended to be fake nice, but starting false rumors about me behind my back. And if Ramona, like the family didn't even update me or tell me anything about Ramona's health or anything, except Wyatt told me in 2022, and of course he was laughing and mocking and making fun of that. But Ramona had done fucked up and dirty things to me and Sean. And then when Ramona's own kids know how fucked up of a person she had been, but then after that, her kids will get mad at you for exposing the truth about her when they don't even respect her. So, I knew this was gonna take me 3 hours, but probably longer than 3 hours. But and my twin sister Derek and Mark, they all lied on me and said that I was exploiting Wyatt's death for money, and that I try to steal free nights and try to freeload at the Airbnb, and that I was trying to sleep over there for free and stuff, and that wasn't even true. People in my live stream suggested that I go over there, and they suggested that I go over there to the Airbnb and pay my respects. I was scared and didn't know what I should do after all the stuff I heard, and I didn't know what to believe. And everybody just being messy and saying all kinds of untrue stuff. And on our birthday, which was the day after Wyatt died, they had a fake perk came in my live stream, and she lied to me and said that Wyatt's death was a hoax. So I was hearing all kinds of just crazy stuff. So I had a hotel room, the fake Darnell Williams perk. On our birthday, he lied on me, and he lied and said that he came in my live stream while I went to go pick up a DoorDash delivery, and he lied to the subscribers and said that I dropped dead of a heart attack in the hallway. So let's see, October, the fake Darnell Williams perk sent the NOPD to swat me. And October 8th, they woke me up precisely 11:33 in the morning. And but it was October 30th. I got wrongfully kicked out of and banned excuse me, from the Jefferson Parish libraries for a whole month. I got wrongfully kicked out of and banned from a New Orleans library. It was after Halloween that week, and I almost got jumped on a bus that day, and I was just supposedly just banned for one day. And then September 15th, I got harassed by fake security guards by the benches somewhat close by the aquarium and was told to go on the other side of the what is that? The Natchez Steamboat. And that's been my homeless so-called sleep spot where I could gotta just sit on a bench and can't get any sleep. And gotta stay hyper vigilant. And the fake Darnell Williams damn, I'm running out of time and running out of thoughts. I don't know if I might do a follow-up or a part 2 to go in more detail. Excuse me. So what happened in November? My mind drew a blank. Oh, the fake Darnell Williams for I don't remember getting kicked out of or banned from places in November or December. But that library for one day, but was it November or December that I got wrongfully kicked out of and banned from Chopsticks Buffet? That was, I think, in December. And for the day before Thanksgiving and Christmas Eve, the fake Darnell Williams forced diarrhea me and bragged about it. Oh man, I'm gonna get off here because for now, because I don't know how much of my storage space is used up, and I might do a follow-up part 2, especially talking more about the blood sacrifices. And I try to do some blog posts about it, and I didn't get to continue about I had more stuff to talk about the connection between Wyatt and Pippa's blood sacrifice and then them trying to sacrifice me. But I find that odd that my twin sister tried to butter me up and try to get me to come live with her in Georgia a few days before our birthday. And then that whole week the stalkers were making death threats, and then people were giving me warnings saying don't go because she about to blood sacrifice you. And then Wyatt ended up dead, and I'm like puzzled. And then people say that a lot of times wicked people will blood sacrifice another person around their own birthday, on or around their birthday. And Mariah Carey blood sacrificed both her mom and sister the same day that Wyatt died. And so the wicked even blood sacrificed their own. People were saying that my twin sister was trying to blood sacrifice family members for YouTube fame or some kind of fame or whatever, but I don't know. But she's into some really dark stuff, and then using projection, and she tried to lie to Wyatt and say that I'm very demonic when it's actually her. So I won't be able to upload this until at least tomorrow, but I gotta get off here. I love y'all. I'll be in a live stream tonight.